Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here on Broke Ass Media. This is one of many channels that I have here on YouTube, and this is my channel that I use to try and give back and give insight on what has happened to me in my YouTube journey. And I cannot believe that I have been doing YouTube really focusing on YouTube since 2016, not on this channel. Actually, I've had two other channels that focus on the Dallas Cowboys, as well as the cooking channel and my day job where I do construction work. So I try to give real information and things of what I've learned in my life of YouTube. And some of the things that I've learned, is not everything that you get on the internet is actually factual. And by that I mean I'm seeing so many different videos on get your ass on YouTube right now. It's on easy mode. And see what people think is, or even, monetize. Oh, finally monetize. And people have the perception that you're monetized and YouTube is just going to have a big pot of money that's just going to fall from the sky to you. And that it's on easy mode, so you just start a YouTube channel and all of the problems that you had are just going to disappear and it's just going to be gifted to you. When the reality is that only about 4% of all the YouTubers make over 100,000 a year. And I'm not trying to stop you from doing YouTube. YouTube has been incredible for me. It's been incredible. It's a part of my life. And I have lifelong friendships and because of social media and YouTube. And so that was, I never joined YouTube saying this is going to be my career. And when you hear people say, quit your job and do it to YouTube, there's too many variables out there. Because I'm going to tell you what happens with YouTube. Everybody has that one video. That one video that all of a sudden blows up. For no rhyme or reason, you just have one that takes off. And in your mind, it's like, oh my God, I am a YouTube star now. La. And you think that this is how it's going to be forever. And you start going through and boom, yeah, I'm doing, and each video you do after that, it's just like bam. And there's a YouTuber that's out there right now who had a video, or had several, actually every video, about her revenue updates. And she finally got monetized, and she put out there how much she made her first month. And of course, everybody wants to see how much you making? How much? Oh my God! You mean I can make that kind of money? So those videos always do good because people are wanting to get here, and they want to see I can make how much money. And so then people feel like I'm an expert now. I know how to do it. I can teach you. And then they start selling classes and courses and things like that on what they did, which is kind of like common knowledge for most of it. In the end, the reality is there's no rhyme or reason on it. And then what happens is YouTube, for whatever reason, it's not sharing your stuff as much, or your content gets to be stale, or people kind of moved on from what you're doing. And so this person, they're doing other videos, but they're not having the play in it. And so they go back to constantly talking about monetization update, which unfortunately seems to be like they hit the peak, and now it's like people are like, okay, yeah, we got it. It's the same thing. So it has to be some substance or some reason, some value add for people to want to watch. That's the hard part, because there is no stability in YouTube. There's none. When you do get monetized, it's great. Okay, wonderful. You're getting paid by YouTube. But at the end of the year, you'll get a 1099 because you are an independent contractor. And let's say all of a sudden you've made a whole bunch of money on YouTube and you've spent all of it. And you got now a big tax bill because nothing was withheld. And if you're doing YouTube as a sole business, if you are able to make your living doing YouTube, you're going to be responsible for your taxes. You're going to be responsible, of course, for your health care. You're going to have to buy equipment. And then you're also going to be reliant on YouTube that people are going to watch to maintain what you're doing. And if you have no other source of income, then you're kind of screwed. Because what happens with YouTube is different times of the year, the RPM is different. This month is usually, for at least for me, the highest RPM because businesses are trying to use their budget by the end of the year. There's Christmas, people want to advertise. And then you have the polar opposite in January where New Year's Day, day after New Year's, nobody's advertising. And it literally will drop in half. Or if, like in 2018, when there was a backlash on advertisers being on places that they didn't feel comfortable with, that the RPM went down to like $1. And RPM, mind you, is what you actually receive, your RPM. You have the CPM, which is the revenue that you get, or excuse me, that YouTube gets from the advertisers. Your cut is the RPM. And going into that, of course, is the ad revenue. If you have channel memberships and you have super chats and things like that, that all goes into what you actually make on YouTube. So I want to take a look and give you guys a perspective. Okay, now, since we're talking about RPM will vary depending on the type of niche that you have. If you're a gaming channel, generally speaking, advertisers realize that it's a lot of younger people that don't have jobs, and so those RPMs are generally lower. If you are a real estate or if you're an investment or retirement type person, those RPMs are usually a lot higher. Sometimes $20, $30 per every 1,000 views, which sounds great. Oh my God, wait a minute. You mean they're going to pay me $30 for 1,000 views? Yeah. If you're in that niche and people watch, yes. For me, mine floats around 8 to 10, depending on the year. 8 to 10. But what we'll do for the sake of argument, let's just say the RPM is 10, because that's a nice, easy number to work with. So that says if you have 1,000 people watch you, you will get $10. So if you have a video that gets 50,000 views on it, that video is worth $500. And you say, damn, wait a minute. You're telling me that a 10-minute video could net me $500? Oh my God. Look, it gets even better. It gets even better. If you got 1 million views, bro, one video, 1 million views could be worth like $10,000. Wait, before you quit your job and go to YouTube, those viral videos, incredible, big payday. And I'm going to take a person here. Now, this is Rob the Maritimer, okay? And Rob has a great, I just discovered him today, okay? Rob is a guy who's telling you about joining YouTube, okay? He's got 29.6 subscribers. I'm going to subscribe to him as well because, we got to look out for our older generation. And he's got videos. Let me go down here. He's going to do one with Brian K. Johnson, I think it's scheduled. And so when we go down here and we can look at his channel, where is it? Oh, let's see. Hold up. Looking for his big videos. Rob, popular. There we go. Popular videos. So when you look at Rob, why people over 40 must start a YouTube channel, and you see 454,000 views, you say, oh my God, That video is worth almost $5,000. $5,000. That's freaking insane. Sign me up. You look at his next most popular video, it's got 79,000 views, which was 2 months ago. Oh, the first one was 5 months ago. 5 months ago. So 5 months ago, he made $5,000 off that video. 2 months ago, he had this video with 79,000 views on it, and that's worth about $800. 3 years ago, his next most popular one was 39,000, which is worth about 390. And then 2 months ago, his next most popular one was 22,000. So that's worth about $220. So you're not looking at every video is 50,000 or 100,000 or $1 million. It's not, doesn't work that way. If we go to his videos, let's go to videos, just everyday videos. Okay. So 2 days ago, this video of find your YouTube success over 40, 864 views. It's about $8.50. 6 days ago, how I crushed 4,000 watch hour in weeks after years of failing. 2,700 views. So it's like $27. 9 days ago, 759 views. 12 days ago, 1.6 views, $16. Wait, there's more. So, Social Blade is a great tool. It's a great tool because you can look and get it. It's not 100% perfectly accurate. The actual revenue money that they have, I think, is actually underestimated, but you can get an idea of rankings that they have and where you stand as far as growth and projections and how many views a person has and so on. And you can just end up putting the creator's name in there or page in there, and you can look it up. So Rob is rated a B-, which is good. That's good. That means he's getting up in there. And you can look at the charts, because in the charts you can see he all of a sudden spiked up. And this is what I was talking about, one of these creators out there, that all of a sudden you blow up. You have a video that goes viral, and you can see it literally climbed a mountain and went up. It peaked up there. And you think, oh my God, I have made it on YouTube. It's it's easy street now. But then you'll notice it starts going back down. Now it's leveled off where you're now at a new step. See, this is the thing you don't understand. You get a big peak, and then it'll level off. And hopefully you're a step higher. Okay, because you'll see consistency. You'll see you're constantly kind of about like this. It goes up. And then, so you're continuing to grow, which is great. So as we go through here and we look at it, see what I like about this is you can see how many video views he's had in his career, and you can see how the growth is. You can see, basically every day or every other day he's getting another 100 subscribers. Great, he's getting incredible growth. He's got 74 new subscribers per day, and he's definitely well on his way with the 29,000. He'll probably end up hitting 30 by the end of the week, but he's averaging 3,600 views a day. So in the grand scheme of things, the channel that's got 29,000 subscribers is making about $36 a day. Is $36 a day enough to live off of? Is $36 a day enough for you to quit your job? I don't know your circumstances, but in today's, when you start thinking about apartments and things, at least in our area, a 3-bedroom apartment is $2,000 a month. That's not any kind of money right here that we're talking about. Now, that's not to say, and I don't do this to disparage anybody, that's not to say that you can't make a whole bunch of money on here, but it takes time. And I remember on my first channel when I had so many people that would say things like, or I had a person who was a troll that was like, it must be nice to just sit around and let that YouTube money roll in, but I have to work for a job, a living. And I'm just kind of like, this is a job. This is a job. There is no, I can just sit here in front of a camera and have nothing to offer and think that I'm going to make a ton of money. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. So, now that I've depressed you, I would rather tell you the truth so you're not going out here and saying, here's my shingle. Because what happens to a lot of people, and I've worked with people, my buddy, Game Time Brian, who's a mailman, who when we started working together was hoping, this is a year and a half ago, that he could get to 300 subscribers when we went on a trip to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now has over 30,000 subscribers and is growing his channel and looking and saying, in a few years from now, this can be part of my retirement, which is a great way to look at it because there's no instantaneous success on YouTube. And generally speaking, what goes up real quick comes down real quick too. You can look at somebody like Hawk Tuah, who, Hawk Tuah on that thing, who blew up and had her 5 minutes of fame, who now it's gotten really bad. It's actually better with like what Rob's doing, where Rob the Mariner is creating his niche, he is developing his followers, and he's got steady growth. The other part of this that I'll also put in here too, let me also clarify something else. What I do typically on my main channels is I'm a Dallas Cowboys updater, okay? So I can put out a lot of news because the Dallas Cowboys are so dysfunctional that even in the offseason, they're doing stupid stuff. I do live streams, I have channel memberships, and I have my regular job. And I put out a lot of content. I have now gone on my main channel over 15,000 videos. But the majority of my videos are not evergreen. And by evergreen, that means people will go back to them later on. If you're an auto mechanic and you're working on cars on how to change a transmission, people are going to come back to that over and over and over and over again, in which case you will continue to get revenue. People don't care about Tony Romo breaking his back now. Nobody's going to go back and rewatch that video. They're not. They're just not going to because it's not relevant anymore. So I don't get a lot of views after a day or two on most of the videos, unless it's like a meltdown. Those live, unfortunately, forever. But you want to build a community of people who appreciate what you do. And you want to be a value add, that you bring something, even if it's just that I'm waking up in the morning and I'm having coffee with you because, you're my friend and I like to see you. Or for me, the Dallas Cowboys, or this 200-year-old house that we've been working on for the last few years. That's what you want to look at when you're doing your YouTube. And don't go into this that I'm going into YouTube because I'm going to make a lot of money. And in the same breath, when I say the guy that I told you that's over, I think, 30 or 40,000 subscribers in a year and a half and is steady and he's created a base, there's others that I've told to do the same thing, but they don't put in the work. And that's the thing that most people don't put out there about when they say I'm monetized. You say I made a bunch of money, I'm monetized. Okay, people are going to watch that just for that. But after that video's over, what is going to bring them back to you. And that's the key. Been a little long-winded here, but I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that if I just help one person with this, it was definitely time well spent. Have a great day, and keep putting out that content.